You have learned that nitrogen is vital for the normal and healthy growth of plants. Plants need nitrogen to synthesize proteins, nucleic acids, and hormones. However, plants cannot absorb nitrogen directly from the atmosphere. How do plants obtain nitrogen to synthesize all the necessary components? Let's find out. At the end of this lesson, you will be able to describe the nitrogen cycle, explain the processes involved in the nitrogen cycle, explain the importance of the nitrogen cycle. Nitrogen is used by living organisms to produce complex organic molecules like amino acids, proteins, and nucleic acids. However, living organisms cannot use nitrogen directly from the air. This is because nitrogen is a non-reactive gas. This means that nitrogen is too stable to react with an organism. Nitrogen needs to be changed into compounds that can be used by living organisms. This involves several processes that form the nitrogen cycle. What are the processes in the nitrogen cycle? Let's find out. There are four main processes in the nitrogen cycle. The processes are nitrogen fixation, nitrification, ammonification, and denitrification. Let's see how the nitrogen cycle works. Click the highlighted button to learn about the processes in the nitrogen cycle. Nitrogen fixation is carried out mainly by nitrogen-fixing bacteria. These bacteria live freely in the soil or in the root nodules of leguminous plants such as groundnut. These bacteria help to convert nitrogen gas to ammonia and ammonium ions. Nitrogen fixation also occurs by lightning. How does lightning help to fix nitrogen? The nitrogen cycle is a natural system that keeps nitrogen available to all living organisms. Why is the nitrogen cycle important? Growing plants need a continuous source of nitrogen. Nitrogen is an essential component of the proteins that build cell materials and plant tissues. Animals and humans get nitrogen in the form of proteins from the food they eat. Nitrogen cycle maintains the percentage of nitrogen in the atmosphere. Click on the pictures to learn more. The nitrogen cycle enables nitrogen to be converted into nitrates for plants. Plants use these nitrates to synthesize proteins. Herbivores eat plants to get the necessary proteins. Certain plants provide proteins for human beings. Therefore, these processes sustain the supply of protein for humans and animals. The percentage of gases in the atmosphere consists of nitrogen at 78%, oxygen at 21%, and other gases at 1%. Nitrogen compounds such as nitrates and ammonium salts undergo biochemical reactions to form nitrogen. This ensures the continuous supply of nitrogen. It also sustains nitrogen as a component of air. The nitrogen cycle helps to maintain the balance in nature. It ensures that nitrogen compounds are always present in the ecosystem. Nitrogen is used by living organisms to produce complex organic molecules. It is a vital component of living organisms. These are the descriptions of the main processes. Nitrogen is used by living organisms to produce complex organic molecules. Nitrogen is an important component in living organisms. There are 4 main processes in the nitrogen cycle, which are nitrogen fixation, nitrification, ammonification, and denitrification. Nitrogen fixation is the process where atmospheric nitrogen is converted into ammonium compound. Nitrifying bacteria transform the ammonium in the soil into nitrite and then into nitrate in a sequence of steps called nitrification. Ammonification is the conversion of organic compounds into ammonia and ammonium ions. In denitrification, denitrifying bacteria change nitrates in the soil into nitrogen gas. Nitrogen is returned to the atmosphere. Animals and humans get nitrogen in the form of proteins from the food they eat. Nitrogen cycle maintains the percentage of nitrogen in the atmosphere. This ensures the continuous supply of nitrogen. Nitrate leaching is the major form of groundwater pollution. Human activities such as agriculture, landfilling, and logging can cause the leaching of nitrates. Find out more about leaching and how it affects the nitrogen cycle. Discuss in small groups. Present your answers to the class.